Go ahead, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button. And this is Left Side of the Brain. Where's everybody at? This is a impromptu live stream, unannounced. Thank you, Deepwater. We about to get into it. I don't care if nobody is in here or whatever. It don't matter to me. This is just a unannounced live stream. Hot off the press. This video is the proof that religion is not man-made. That's right. Religion is not man-made. And I'm going to tell you why. What sparked my interest to do this video, I was thinking to myself, and I was looking at a picture of a monkey, a chimpanzee. And the chimpanzee in the picture, he was gazing up at the sky. And I was looking at his eyes, and I was looking at his ears, and I was looking at his teeth. He had his mouth kind of gaping open, just like a human would. Like if you were to ever look up at an airplane and you're looking at it in amazement like a child, your mouth would be gaping open, your eyes would be like totally focused on the plane, just in amazement. And in that picture, I saw the same imagery on the face of that monkey. And then a question arose inside of my brain, and it said, I wonder, do monkeys and animals, do they have the same kind of intrinsic, deep metaphysical thoughts that humans have, that some humans have? Okay. And I kept questioning the idea of it. I said, looking at this monkey, he has ears that are positioned, the same way as a human. You can look into his eyes and you could see that he was interested in whatever he was looking at, and I said to myself, God is not a respect of persons. Okay. I said to myself, why would monkeys and animals be made without the ability to have like deep contemplation? And why would humans have the ability to have deep contemplation and the ability to, logically think about things and the ability to use rationale? I was saying to myself, like, what did the animals do to not deserve the ability to have these type of deep thoughts and understandings about life? And what did humans do to have the ability to have these deep thoughts and insights about the universe. And as I continue to ponder upon the idea, I said to myself, these animals, these monkeys and, deer, antelope, animals, I was saying, what is it really that we have that they don't have? Right? And I was saying to myself, there has to be a God, there has to be religion, there has to be things like angels and things, that we read about in the Bible. Because take animals for instance, right? If you just observe animals in the zoo, right? They don't have nobody telling them about God or anything like that. So when I was thinking, I was saying to myself, first of all, what inspired an animal to even know to have sex in the first place? Like the first chimpanzees that existed. What what inside of that chimpanzee told him to, when you see that female monkey, you go over there and you have sex with her? The first two chimpanzees, right? And just bear with me because I'm going slowly because I'm building up to a greater point. And I was saying to myself, what inspired that first chimpanzee to want to have sex with another chimpanzee? I said to myself, do chimpanzees do they get horny like human beings? Like when a human sees a woman pass by that he is sexually attracted to, and you know, you get feelings, you know, whether butterflies in your stomach or whatever, to make you sexually attracted to that female. I said, what makes the chimpanzee sexually attracted to the other chimpanzee? And how did the chimpanzee understand that you take a penis and insert it inside of a vagina? Then I said, are they just operating off of instincts? You see? And then I said to myself, what gives the human the ability to think beyond interest? And what I mean by that is, as I was contemplating, I was saying to myself, okay, I said, the human can think about things beyond the earthly realm. Like he can think about, is there a God? Is there a such thing as an afterlife? And I was saying to myself, when a monkey is just staring out in the wild, or when a bird is just perched up on a tree limb and just staring, do they think about deeper metaphysical subject matter? Or when you see them gazing at things, do they only respond to interest? And what I mean by that is, you may see a cat just sitting on the pavement, and then he'll move when he see like a bug or something crawl in front of him. Then he'll get up. That's what I call interest. And I was saying to myself, do they just operate off of interest, like being interested in something, far as curiosity, just seeing something moving, and they just curious about it, so they just move to whatever is moving. You see what I'm saying? So I compared animal behavior with human behavior, and I said to myself, what gives the human the higher mind and the higher capacity to think beyond interest? Okay? Now this is where it gets real good. I said to myself, I said, hold up, self. some humans are just like animals, because I said, if nobody taught us about religion and God and things of that nature, we would be operating just like the animals, right? Now here is where it's about to get good. I said it myself. To test my theory out, to prove that religion is real, is not man-made, and that God is real, if you take two human beings, a male and a female, and if you do an experiment with them, and if you put them on an island or something by themselves, starting from baby size, I mean like 1 month old, a male and a female, you give them food, you raise them up to adulthood. How would that man know to have sex with that female if nothing told him that your penis was made to insert into a female's vagina in order to procreate? And when I was thinking about it, I said to myself, I don't think that that man and woman would know what to do with their sexual organs. Now, this is where I'm about to show you how God exists and religion is real, and how the Adam and Eve story is real, and all of that. And as I continue to further, think about it, I said to myself, animals, right? They operate off of instincts. Humans operate off of instincts, right? And just like within the experiment, I don't think the man and woman would know how to have sex, but I believe they would still have certain instincts. We have certain instincts within us, just like animals. But beyond that instinct level, we do not exceed beyond animals. And I'm going to tell you why. This is where it's about to get good. You see, we learn through word and picture association. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We learn through word and picture association. Let me give you an example. When you was coming up as a juvenile in school, when you learned how to read, they used word and picture association. They would flash a card with a red apple, and then they would teach you the vowels. A, E, I, O, U, A for apple. They would show you the red apple on the flashcard, and then you would make the A sound. A for apple. That's word and picture association. You see what I'm saying? So you learned how to read by somebody giving you, you know, an example of it through word and picture association. And everything in nature is all you have to use in order to do word and picture association. You can't go beyond the colors in nature, because there is no new color to learn other than what you see around you. In the wild, you see red apples. Thus, they use red apple for the vowel A, word and picture association. Follow me now. I'm making a point. So just like monkeys and animals can only experience life at the level that nature provides them, meaning they can only eat what the trees provide. They can only sleep what Mother Nature provides. They can't go beyond anything outside of this nature, right? The same for humans, because we learn through word and picture association. You can't imagine anything beyond what you see with your five senses. You had to see it once in life in order to imagine it, right? I'm about to drop the bomb. Now, if you were to put a human in nature without any body's influence, he would be just like an animal, right? Because he would only have the world around him to learn from, to gain his experience from. Now, this is where the God part comes in. It would be impossible for a human being to contemplate about angels and gods and all of these type of divine things that you read about in the Bible unless he saw it. Because there are no angels out in nature, right? Remember what I said. You can only draw from and gather from the information in the world around you. When you are absent from anybody telling you anything or influencing you about higher knowledge or anything, if just like a child, right? See, most of you think that you have like deep thoughts and understanding about life because you think that you are not an animal. But you fail to realize that somebody somewhere instilled those ideas into you, but it came from something. Because again, if you put us in this world without a God, we would never think about that there is a God. We would never think about there is a such thing as an angel, because nothing in nature would show us something called an angel, because angels don't grow off of trees. You see what I'm saying? It'll be like a monkey telling you about an angel, but in his world and in his environment, he only knows bananas swinging from tree limb to tree limb. He would never contemplate anything about religion. Now, this is where it's about to get good. That's why religion is not man-made, because man was actually exposed to angels. Mankind was actually exposed to God. God actually spoke to the prophets that you read about in the Bible. They are real. He actually spoke to these people. You see what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't real, you would never think about it, because it's not it. That means it wouldn't exist in the world around you. Only thing that you would have is what you see, taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. And that's not an angel. That's not God. You would have nothing in a normal world. If there is no God, you would have nothing to give you any inclination that there was something beyond trees and grass. You see what I'm saying? And mountains and the sky. You would have no reason to think about anything greater than the earthly world that you exist in, just like an animal. Because again, remember, we learn through word and picture association. So if man never saw an angel, how could he learn about an angel if there was never a word and picture association for an angel? You get what I'm saying? So that is proof that these things exist, because we learn by word and picture association. So as I continue to contemplate on it, I said to myself, when you read a story about Adam and Eve, it's true. And going back to that experiment that I said, if you took two humans, a male and a female, and you put them on an isolated island, they wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't be thinking about sex or anything because you learn through word and picture association. So they would have never seen it. So they wouldn't even know how to do the sex act. But you may knock religion all you want, but in the Bible, it tells you that God instructed Adam and Eve about sex. He instructed them about sex. You get what I'm saying? And the Bible says that he told Adam and Eve to be fruitful and to multiply. I believe that when it says fruitful, it meant to have sex. And I believe that God actually showed them how to have sex. I believe he came and said, because when you read in Genesis, it said that God, he actually walked on the earth with Adam during the cool of the day. Okay? And I believe I don't think that the Bible details everything that took place in the book of Genesis. And even the Bible says something about that everything that take place, it can't fit into one book. So I believe that some of the details was left out. Get a drink of water. I believe some of the details were left out, but I believe that just to fill in the blank, God actually showed them how to have sex. Because again, you learn through word and picture association. If you never saw an angel, how could you come up with the idea of an angel? It makes no sense. If we were just in a world with no God, we would just be like animals, right? Because animals, they're not exposed to like religion and things like that. You see what I'm saying? If we were never exposed to it, we wouldn't know about it. Again, going back to that experiment, if you took a man and a woman and put them on an isolated island, they wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't develop any language. They wouldn't develop any civilization. They wouldn't develop anything. They would be just like animals. Okay? And it makes so much sense because you learn through word and picture association. And again, you can't think beyond what you see in the natural world around you. You see what I'm saying? And again, angels don't grow off of trees. So someone had to see an angel to associate a word with it. You get what I'm saying? It's true, man. Now, somebody wrote, God's fake, the Bible is fake. That's a fool who said that. I'm going to tell you why that person is a fool. Because you would have to be a fool. And I spoke earlier in the video. Now, first of all, y'all got to understand, this is a very deep channel. This is a very deep channel. You would have to be a fool to say that there is no God. You would have to be a fool. Because earlier today, I did a video entitled Eternity. And in that video, I said that everything in nature is inherited. Your eyes are inherited from your parents. Some of your personality traits are inherited from your parents. The way you look, your facial features are inherited from your parents. Okay? So since we live in a world where everything is inherited, then you got to say to yourself, where does my consciousness come from? Okay? So to the atheist, Where did you inherit your consciousness from? Since everything is inherited, your consciousness was also inherited, and it was inherited from God. And that's why the Bible is true. In the book of Genesis, it says, in the beginning, it tells you that consciousness existed in the beginning. It was just consciousness that existed in the beginning. And that's where Adam inherited his consciousness from. So when the Bible speaks about God breathing his spirit into Adam, that's consciousness that went into Adam. That's where man inherited his consciousness from. So to say there is no God, you are an absolute fool. You are an absolute fool. No, Christianity is not made by Paul. No, it's not. No, it's not. And what I'm doing right now, what I'm doing right now, I'm not promoting any religion. Because if I was, I wouldn't be ashamed to tell you. I'm not promoting any religion. I'm not promoting Islam. I'm not promoting Christianity. I'm just giving you reasons why religion is not man-made. Because man, of his own ability, he learns through word and picture association. You can't think beyond the realms of the natural world if nothing else existed. You get what I'm saying? If there was no God and you was just in the natural world, it would be nothing in this natural world to inspire you about a God. Because again, angels don't grow on trees. So you would have never seen anything to make you say it's a such thing as an angel. Where would you get that idea from? Where would you get the word from? Where would you get the word angel from if you never had an image to associate the word angel with? Do you get what I'm saying? Your imagination is not built upon you just sitting somewhere and just all of a sudden just having an imagination about something. No, that's not how your imagination works. Your imagination is based upon things that you have seen, not things that you haven't seen. Nobody can sit up here and think about something that you've never seen before. Your imagination doesn't work like that. You get what I'm saying? So angels exist. Demons exist. Someone had to see a demon to associate the word demon to what they saw. Because we learn, again, based on word and picture association. Just like when you was in grade school. And I'm repeating myself. When you learn how to, they showed you a picture of a horse, and then they put the vowel sounds together, and then they said horse, and then you put the vowels together with the picture that you saw. That's what I'm saying. You can't think of things that you've never seen before. And that's how you can prove that religion is real. And when I say religion is real, maybe I should clarify it better. I'm not validating anybody's religion. What I'm saying is the things that you hear about in religions, like angels and things like that, it is real. Prophets, things like that, it is real. It is real. It's real. You don't have to believe in it. Somebody said they don't believe in demons. You don't have to believe in it for it to be real. You don't have to believe in it. I'm using a method that we have on this channel, which we termed the law of exceedings. The law of exceedings. I use the law of exceedings to explain everything that I broke down in this lecture. Get what I'm saying? A fool, I repeat, a fool says in his heart that there is no God. You know how dumb you got to be to say that there is no God? You are saying that there is no God, and while you are saying there is no God, you can't explain how your heart is beating. Because when you up there saying there is no God, you're not thinking about your heart beating. You're thinking about saying that there is no God, but yet your heart is still beating. You see what I'm saying? So what is keeping your heart beating? God. Because if you was God, then you would, let's just say you had to think in order for your heart to beat. Every second you would have to think heartbeat, my heartbeat. Say if you had to think in order to breathe, you would have to say breathe lungs, inhale and exhale, heartbeat, breathe lungs, inhale and if you was engineered like that, you couldn't even have a conversation with anybody. You couldn't even take your mind off of operating your lungs and your heart, or you would die. You couldn't talk about anything else or think about anything else because you would be gasping for air. So anybody who's saying that there is no God, just remember when you are saying that, your lungs are being filled up with oxygen for you to say that stupid thing out of your mouth. And without you even thinking about breathing, you are still breathing. So how is there no God and you can't explain how your heart is beating without you thinking about your heart beating? But yet it's still beating. You see what I'm saying? You don't control your heartbeat. You don't control your lungs. You don't control the blood circulation in your body. You don't have no power over anything. Are you thinking to yourself, blood circulate, blood circulate, blood? You're not thinking that. Your body is designed by a creator, and it operates off of the creator's design. Just like everything in nature. When trees shed their leaves, guess what? They don't think about doing that. It's designed within the tree, within the DNA of the tree. Everything in nature has a similarity. That's how you know there is one creator, because his trademark is upon everything that he creates. Just like trees shed leaves, guess what? Snakes shed their skin. You see it all throughout nature. Animals like dogs, birds, for instance, they shed their feathers, just like the trees shed their leaves. You see the similarities all throughout nature. Just like you shed when you grow up and you grow out of your shoes and you got to buy a bigger pair of shoes, that's the equivalent of you growing out of a snake skin, because you can no longer fit your shoes that you had on when you were 6 years old. So you grew up and you had to shed those shoes and get bigger shoes, just like a snake sheds his skin and grows a bigger skin for him to fit in. All of this is proof that it is one creator, because that his design is seen all throughout nature. Y'all get what I'm saying? We have a troll tonight. We have a troll in the comments section. As you all can see, we have a troll in the comments section. As y'all can see, we have a troll in the comments section. And it's fun to have trolls. You see what I'm saying? Because it just shows us that wherever we gather, it's always going to be a serpent amongst us. And that just lets you know that we are in the human prison bar realm. And when you have human prison bars amongst you, it's just validating everything we speak about. That they always watching us. We can never gather together by ourselves and just have a good one-on-one, good conversation and a good time. It's always going to be a troll. That's even in the real world. Think about it. On your jobs, you're going to have trolls. You're going to have people messing with you. This is what y'all got to understand. Satan is always going to bring somebody and some obstacle in your path to try to make you doubt the truth that God is sending you. He's always going to do that. That's what the human prison bar system is designed to do, to make you disbelieve the truth because they want you to stay in that same old darkness that you've existed in for your entire life. But I'm here to tell you that there is a brighter day, and this is the light that's shining. So don't pay attention to the trolls. Just laugh at them because that's what this channel is about. We expose these people. Good job, Ethan. We expose these people. That's true. That's true. So I'm just letting y'all know that these arguments that I'm telling you, you can use this amongst people. Next time you engage with an atheist, tell them this. Word and picture association, that's how we develop understanding about everything that we know about. So, and tell them this. If it wasn't a such thing as an angel, then how did somebody come up with the idea of an angel? Because everything we know and learn is through word and picture association. And tell them if we was just in an environment that had nothing to do with higher powers or higher spirituality, we would never have the inclination to think about something that we've never seen. Because nature doesn't provide angels. Angels don't grow on trees. Y'all get what I'm saying? So it makes all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world. You see what I'm saying? And here's another thing. To say that there is no God, you got to be the most... You know what the Bible says? It said pride goes before a fall. To say that there is no God, that takes a lot of arrogance. And it shows how merciful God really is, because you are using the breath of life that he gave you to say that there is no God. So where did you get your breath of life from, Mr. There's no God? Where did you get your breath of life from? Where did you inherit your consciousness from? So anybody that says there is no God, that person is a fool. Because if there is no God, guess what? There is no such thing as morality. If there is no God, we may as well break every law on the book. We may as well just go out tomorrow, rob every bank, and just go buck wild. If we just live and die and that's it, guess what? There's no need to go to school. There's no need to do anything. There's no need to better yourself. There's no need to become a better person. Become a better person for what? If there's no God, who am I becoming a better person for? If there is no God, who is there? Who says what is better and what's not better? Who is the divine authority over better and not better? Who is the divine authority over right and wrong? If there is no God, why should I listen to you? You see what I'm saying? But guess what? There is a God. There is an ultimate authority in the world. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. You see this world today we live in, you got these people out here, they think that they can do whatever they want to do. They homosexuals, they think they can get away with like being homosexual. They think they're getting away with it. But guess what? Nature is designed to defend itself. I'm going to tell you why. Let me give you an example. The moment they start manicuring like the highway system, like cutting the grass and everything, you know what would happen? The grass would just grow through the pavement. The vines and the trees, they would just grow over the power lines. Just like ancient cities they find, like in the Amazon. When the people died who once inhabited those lost cities that they find like in the Amazon and places like in Thailand and in Africa and those places, guess what? When the people died, guess what? Nature reclaimed all of that area. The trees grew over those cities. And then later, thousands of years later, archaeologists came about and they cut down vines and they say, "Oh, look, a marble floor right here. Oh, look, this used to be an ancient temple." Yeah, it did until nature reclaimed it. So what am I saying? You can live against nature all you want, but nature is designed to reclaim itself. So anybody that is trying to spread a doctrine that goes against procreation, nature is going to take you out. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in religion, nature is designed to reclaim itself. It'll take you out by a tsunami. It'll take you out by a hurricane. It will take you out by a volcano. It will take you out by a tornado. It'll take you out by a thunderstorm. It'll strike you with lightning. It will do whatever it has to do to make sure that it keeps itself alive. Nature is not going to let humans all turn to homosexuals and then die out. Because trees, the purpose of trees is to provide oxygen for the life forms that's on the earth, whether that be animals or humans. So you think nature is going to let itself go void of having a purpose? You think nature is going to allow people to just do whatever they want to do and stop procreating and animals stop procreating and all of a sudden you're just going to have fruit hanging on trees for no reason? Who's going to eat the fruit after the first generation of all the homosexuals die out? After the first generation of all the homosexual animals die out, then what? That means all of the fruit on the trees, all of the strawberries, all of the grapes, all of the oranges, all of the bananas that the monkeys eat, all of that would just be worthless. It'd be worthless. You get what I'm saying? So nature is not going to allow itself to go worthless. Your DNA is constructed to operate according to nature. So when you start mentally going against your physical DNA, you're going to have a war taking place within your own body. Your mental is designed to correspond with the DNA that comes from the Creator. So when you go against what that DNA was designed to do, when your mental goes against that physical, guess what? You're not going to feel right. Your body not going to allow you to feel right. You're going to have a battle in your conscience. Your conscience is going to eat away at you. Don't let these homosexuals fool you. They are not at peace within their mind. Their body is not going to allow them to be at peace because their DNA was designed to operate a certain kind of way. And when that mental capacity goes against what that DNA was designed to do, they're going to feel bad on the inside. That's how nature is designed. When you go against nature, it doesn't feel good. Nature will make you feel bad because you're going against it. That's what pain, that's the purpose for pain in the first place, to keep you in alignment, to discipline. If you didn't have pain receptors in your body, nobody could control you. So that's why we have emotional pain and feelings of guilt and guilty conscience to keep us in line. So when you go outside of the bounds of your physical nature, you're not going to feel good on the inside. Don't let these people fool you. Ellen DeGeneres don't feel good about herself because she is going outside of the bounds of her physical nature. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to feel good. It's almost like it's almost like it's like let me give you an example. It would be like combing your hair in the wrong direction or something. I guess maybe that's a good example. But it will hurt. Like whatever you do that you're not supposed to do, it hurts when you go against what you're supposed to do. Even in physical things like bending your fingernail back. It wasn't designed to be bent back, so it's going to hurt. If you bite your fingernail too low, it's going to hurt. Because if you bite your fingernail too short, you open yourself up to infection because your fingernail was designed to be a certain length. So when you start biting your nails down to the nub, guess what? It's going to start hurting. It hurts to prevent you from biting it down further. And the pain that you feel is nature's way of saying, okay, fool, don't you feel this pain? So obviously you shouldn't be biting your nails down any further. You feel the pain. So the pain is put there to give your body a limitation. Excuse me. The pain is put there to give your body a limitation. I bit my tongue. The pain is put there to give your body a limitation. Because without that pain, you wouldn't have no limitation. That's why when you overeat, guess what? Your body automatically make you what? You throw up. You'll throw up because you ate too much. And your body's saying if you eat too much, if you eat any more, you're gonna bust one of your intestines. So it automatically throws up. That's why if you drink some spoiled milk or eat some bad food, you're gonna start feeling sick, and guess what? You're gonna throw up. So I'm saying all this to let you know that everything is designed for the good, to keep us in alignment. Get what I'm saying? So that's why these things exist. Let me read some of the comments now. Exactly, Sam. Pain equals back off. Simple as that. Yes, the body is a prison. It's all of that. Yes, it is a prison. That's right. So don't let nobody tell you that there is no God. And I'm doing this live stream tonight. I'm gonna keep it up. This can be a reference point. I know some of y'all, you getting in here late. I want y'all to think about everything I'm saying. We're gonna rehatch some of this when we do the live stream Friday. We're gonna have the call in. So we'll rehatch some of these things. Think about some of these things that I'm saying. This was just an unannounced live stream. I'm gonna leave it up. Y'all tell me what you think in the comment section. I hope I got it where you can leave comments. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep y'all up too much longer because it's Sunday. I know some of y'all gotta go to work. Well, actually it's Monday now. And it's 3:28. But y'all know me, I'll be up late, you know what I'm saying? I'll just sit out in the whip. You know what I'm saying? I'll be up, you know what I'm saying? I'll go somewhere, park. It don't matter to me. You know, I don't work for the system. So I create my own job. I work for myself. I know some of y'all, I'm not taking away, some of y'all got to go to your workplace in the morning and everything, you know. So I'm going to end this right here. Tell me what y'all think. Leave your comments in the comment section. And until we do this again, this is Left Side of the Brain. Hold on. This is Left Side of the Brain. And before I leave, I'm going to shout out everybody. I'm going to even shout out the troll. Tico Trim, what up? Ethan Way, what up? Jam what's good? Black Pill Menace, hold it down. Nightmare, hold it down. Who else we got in the house? Ethan, hold it down. For calling that troll out. Rydertron, hold it down. Thank everybody for, showing up tonight. Mike Smith, what up? Little Don Noven Dark. He said religion is death, man made, dude. And he said LOL. Well, I don't know if you came in late, but religion is not man-made. I explained it thoroughly. If you didn't get it, maybe you need to go back and watch the video. You cannot, I repeat, associate something with nothing that you have never seen, because we learn through word and picture association. I explained it so good. I'm not about to go over all of that again. You can leave your comments in the comment section at the end of this video. I think I did a thorough job tonight. What y'all think? I did a thorough job. Put ones up if I explained it good enough, and put twos up if you don't agree. It's all good. You can leave comments when the video goes up. It should go up about 20 minutes from now. Sam R, what's up? Think that's everybody. I shouted out everybody, so I'm about to sign out. This Left Side of the Brain signing out.